Hi, welcome to this video. Date is 26th of June, it's Tuesday. I'm just going to look at currency grading and correlation in this tutorial. Now, in terms of over the last 6 weeks or so, we've been using this simple technique, and it's helped us catch some really big trends with what we consider to be low risk. And watching our forecasts, we've caught a good few, 500 pips, 1,000 pips or more. Now, I would say it has been a good period for trading the Forex markets, but you've got to make hay when the sun shines, so to speak. But it's effective, okay? Because what we want to do is once we've correlated the currencies, put them in their groups, 1 to 4, we will then look for technical setups, and we'll always trade strong over weak. So 1 is strongest, 4 is weakest. So it could be 1 over 4, it might be 2 over 3, it might be 2 over 4, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, this video is also related to a video we put up about a month ago called Big Money Flows. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that when I'm talking about grading and correlation. But you can watch the full video on the link beneath this one. Now, in terms of chart setups, we used 2 today. I'm going to use the USD CNH. We covered it last week and this week, and we thought it would become a really big trend. It's exploded to the upside, okay? We've used currency grading for that setup. I want to look at another setup, which I think is getting ready for a big move, which is USD MXN. Right, let's look at correlation and grading in more detail. I'm just going to do it with a brief overview of USD CNH, and then we're going to go to USD MXN.
The chart of USD CNH. I'm only going to cover this one very quickly because we covered it the weekend, and I'll move on to a setup I think looks good at the moment, which is USD MXN, keeping the concept I'm going to discuss in mind. Now, in terms of the video that we did, Big Money Flows, we just basically argued USD is a safe haven currency that isn't changing any time soon. And a lot of people think the USD has lost its safe haven status or is basically going to lose it. In our view, it can't. Why? Because 85% of the world's Forex transactions go through the USD. But you can watch the video for more info on that. Now, in terms of this concept, the belief behind it is markets are moving more to risk off. We haven't gone to really big risk off yet, in our view. We don't think the markets are coming back to the risk on we had a good few months ago. So they're becoming more nervous. Risk off, we think, will gather momentum. And over the last month or so with the USD, our belief that it would remain a safe haven, has proved okay because it's been pretty strong on numerous currency pairs. Okay. Now, in terms of our groups, I've got 4, and I've just done some sample currencies within them. Okay, so I'm going to take group number 1. Strongest currencies, if you're moving to risk off, are going to be the USD JPY. Also, you could throw in the CHF, the Swiss franc. Okay, the next strongest group, but not as strong as these currencies. Group 2, in this group I'd have the GBP, the euro. Another example would be the Singapore dollar. Okay, then we move to group 3, which is the first of the weak group, but not the weakest. In here, I'd put the major commodity currencies like, the AUD, CAD would be examples. Also got the NOK in there, which is what I consider to be the strongest of the euro proxy currencies. A few more currencies in this group, but that gives you a general idea. Group 4, the weakest, emerging market currencies mostly, and weak euro proxies. So emerging markets, Mexican peso, Turkish lira. A weak European proxy would be Czech krona. Weakest currency of all is the Tri. Been saying it for the last few months. Turkish lira, you sell it at any opportunity on any currency you want, and you'll probably make some money. You could look at it over the last few months. We've sold the Turkish lira against the USD. Obviously, we sold it against the pound at times, the euro at times. Just extremely weak. Within the groups, we'll also grade the currencies. Okay, So in the weak group, the strongest of the weak would probably be the CAD, for example. In the strong, if we get big risk off, then it's going to be the JPY. Now, what I will do is basically load up some sort of summary in the member center, which explains this in more detail, but hopefully it's come over quite clear. And we also, this is subjective because we're doing it. It's not a set way of doing it. We'll also measure under an overvaluation of the currency, okay? Now, in terms of USD CNH, it's in the weak group, okay? And it is one of the most overvalued currencies in the world. And we've been bullish of it for a while. Yeah, it comes up, bounces off the 20-day moving average, which we really like. And then here, this is when we did the first video, we said it's breaking out to the upside. And just by simply looking at the news, you could see why it would be going up. Because the Fed had raised interest rates, the Chinese didn't follow them, which they normally do. So that increases the interest rate differential, and trade wars had started to escalate between China and the US. Well, that's risk off. That means a weaker Chinese one. Time to buy it. And then off she goes. Okay. You now have an elevated uptrend. Okay. It's here. It's pretty gentle. Now it's elevated. You probably get a pullback at some point. It's going up. I should got a longer chart, but it should go up to there at least, and then up to 695, which is, if you look at how much it's risen already, it's that again and a bit more. So it's a really simple concept we've used here. Obviously there's the gentle uptrend, sorry. If I draw a trajectory and then the aggressive move up. And obviously when she breaks out, stop just goes behind the 20-day moving average. So that is an example of the type of trade that we're looking out for at the moment. And also, if you look at the euro actually gave a good signal on the CNH as well. So it's not just the USD. You can do the euro because that's group 2 over group 4. Doesn't matter. It also helps you look for simple setups with very clearly defined risk to reward. Now, in terms of the next pair, I just want to go and look at it because it's one I think shaping up right now. It's USD USD MXN daily chart, and I think this is an interesting setup actually. And just before I discuss it, I have actually added this into the guest pairs in the member center. So if you want to check its progress daily, you can. Also, you can keep an eye on the USD CNH, which I've left in there. Now, in terms of this pair or the Mexican peso, it's in the weakest group of all. Okay, and basically previously we did have a good trade in it coming through this level. If I draw my line straight, she comes up aggressively, comes back, take her on the breakout, nice move up, support at the 20-day moving average, bounces up, stop ourselves out. Then I tried to key off the 20-day moving average, thinking it might do the same as here, and she stops you out for a small loss. But really good profit on the way up. Small loss is not a problem. When it comes to that 20-day moving average, you're looking for it to hold, so you don't need too much of a stop. She follows through, never got blue candle. And I think we could well go up. The big trend is up. That's a natural retracement. The big fundamentals haven't changed. And from my own perspective, I just feel we're going to get continuation of the uptrend. Now, in terms of support, she's bounced off 1980. You can see over here you had that push up and then down, and it looks like a good level. Become blue. So sorry, I was going over the wrong side. We finished blue above the two bodies. I want to go with a really aggressive entry. It's a sharp trajectory down. And I can then cut those two bodies and that one down. So this is an aggressive entry. Normally, I wait for the 20-day moving average to give way a bit more confirmation. I just fancy being aggressive with this one. Where would you stop me? Back behind these two candles, not anywhere near that tail, just in case of another spike. She comes through, let's say 21.50, get a clear of the two bodies and the tail, then see if she runs. She should go back to there. And yeah, in terms of my long-term target in USD MXN, it's 21.50, so a long way up. So this is going to be a very, very small risk on this trade, and we're just going to see if it runs up. Yeah, if it doesn't follow through or whatever, we can change our view, but from our perspective, it just looks like a correction in a bull trend. Very aggressive entry we're using though, so it's only going to be a small size, and we'll add if it goes in our favor. Now, in terms of this currency grading, I did say it is very subjective, okay, but it has worked really well for us over the last 6 weeks or so. Some really big trends, mostly against the minor currencies. So it's normally trading groups 1 and 2 against 3 and 4. Incidentally, there's decent setups in, my view, GBP, MXN as well. But I'm going for the USD because I think it's got, I'd have sort of better feel for it, so to speak. In terms of the COT, the Commitment to Traders report, which obviously we always mention in our videos, I do take it into account when I'm doing this grading as well. I'll load something up in the website, but yeah, it's been helpful to us. I mean, very helpful over the last 6 weeks. I'm just hoping it's going to continue. So we shall see. But that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me. Take care. Have a good day.